Gur maithagad Ceann Comhairle agus I move that Dáil Éireann approves the nomination by the Taoiseach of Deputy Charlie McConalogue for appointment by the President to be a member of the Government. It is my intention to assign to Deputy McConalogue the Department of Agriculture, Food and Marine. As the House will know, Deputy McConalogue's knowledge of this area is both broad and deep. A proud son of both Donegal and the Inishowen Peninsula, he brings with him a perspective rooted in communities which have always been defined by their spirit and their determination to shape a more prosperous future. In addition, he has always been active in promoting deeper cross-border opportunities, something which is built on the true Republican spirit of uniting people in the cause of shared interests. Immediately and throughout the government's term, he will face a number of urgent challenges which are central to securing the long-term future of rural Ireland and the industries which are at their heart. We must prepare for whatever the post-Brexit trade situation brings. We must negotiate a final CAP deal which serves the interests of our communities. And we must redouble efforts to achieve a sustainable and prosperous rural economy. I have no doubt that Deputy McConalogue will discharge this role with distinction and will form a highly effective team with Minister of State Hackett and Minister of State Hayden. This appointment was made necessary by the resignation of Deputy Dara Calleary following his attendance at the Oireachtas golf dinner, which he accepts and which did represent a clear breach of the guidelines on COVID-19, which all of us must adhere to. I thank Deputy Calleary for his work and for the fact that he has apologised sincerely and has accepted accountability for his actions. Deputy McConalogue will join the Government at a time when we continue to tackle the impact of an unprecedented pandemic. Over the past 2 months, our sole focus has been on the substance of addressing the urgent needs of our society and economy. The July stimulus package, an unprecedented €7.4 billion investment, was prepared and enacted within weeks. This is providing direct and indirect support which is benefiting hundreds of thousands of our people and many economic sectors. Legislation has been drafted, debated and enacted in response to urgent needs. Every part of government has been involved in trying to protect and support vital social and economic activity, while also preparing for addressing the long-term issues which are at the core of our programme for government. This week we are seeing the largest and most complex element of the return of normal activity with the reopening of our schools. Nearly 1 million students and staff are involved, with hundreds of thousands of others affected. I want to pay tribute to the very diligent work carried out by Minister Norma Foley and her departmental officials in partnership with principals, teachers, special needs assistants, school staff and parents. The speed with which they developed and implemented the support programme, policies and communication campaign shows public service at its best. Our work over the past 2 months has been during a period when the virus has again posed a rising threat in much of Europe, and every country has been working to respond to new developments. The simple fact is that plans made in every country 3 and 4 months ago have had to be continually updated with new responses required. I want to pay tribute once again to the work of our public health officials, particularly the Acting Chief Medical Officer Ronan Glynn, as well as Minister Donnelly and his departmental officials. They have often been the bearers of tough messages, and they have faced a situation where the national and international consensus on action is nowhere near where it once was. However, they have continued to work tirelessly and with great effect. I understand the frustration which people felt when we rolled back elements of the reopening plan and introduced new measures. But there is no doubt that these have kept the worrying rise in cases well below where they might have otherwise been. A range of research in recent weeks shows that the Irish people remain committed to controlling this virus. Compliance with guidelines is up, thereby setting in even starker relief prominent examples of the breaking of guidelines, including the golf dinner in Clifton. The face covering mandate has made a major impact, with extremely high rates of compliance. The temporary lockdowns in 3 counties were a major imposition on the counties involved, but they had an immediate impact due to the acceptance by the people of Laois, Offaly and Kildare of the need for shared action. We will continue to react as necessary. We will listen to the public health advice and respond quickly to new developments. The plans and policies may continue to change as the threat posed by the virus will continue to change. What will not change is our determination to do everything possible to get our country through a pandemic which has already claimed the lives of 2,337 people on this island. I also take the opportunity to inform the House that it is my intention to seek the approval of Cabinet to approve Deputy James Browne to the position of Minister of State at the Department of Justice with responsibility for law reform. Since his election to this House, Deputy Browne has repeatedly distinguished himself as a committed legislator, and he has secured significant measures in the area of mental health law. In his new position, Deputy Browne will take the lead in moving forward the government's ambitious programme of wider reform. Thank you, Ceann Comhairle.